Well, folks, it's Bruce here from the Coasters Club, and today I'm with Stan Dawson, QSM, a young Stan Dawson, on a beautiful, sunny Hokitika day. Stan, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me and sharing your story with our coasters. What's your full name?
Stanley Petrie Dawson.
Stanley Petrie Dawson. Did you have a nickname when you were growing up?
Not really. No. Some of them, my older brothers, were called Killer.
So, when were you born?
Oh, on the 19th of June 1934
1934.
in Greymouth.
And so, who were your mum and dad?
My father was George Dawson. He was a bushman at Ogoys, so he ended up anyway.
Yeah. And
my mother was Ruby Hibbs before she was married. They came from Camerons.
Gosh, the Hibbs and the Dawsons and she's pretty strong up there even today, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, your dad was a bushman. Ogilvy's was quite a big company, wasn't it?
Yes, they used to have tram lines going way up through Marsden and over right up into the back country. Not quite to Lake Brunner, but some days you could see Lake Brunner.
Yeah, well, certainly we lived in Buller, and the name Ogilvy was well known coastwide.
Yeah.
It was sort of So where did your mum and dad first meet? Do you know?
Well, it must have been on the coast. My father was a chopper, a wood chopper.
Yeah.
And I think that's where they first met at some sports meeting.
Yeah,
But then there was other. Mum had brothers and sisters, and they lived all around Camerons.
And Dawsons were
Well, they're from way down south.
yeah.
Down our way.
Is Dawson what nationality were the Dawsons originally?
Scottish.
That doesn't surprise me in the least.
No money.
No, look, you pay today and I'll look after you. Yeah. So when whereabouts were you born?
In Greymouth.
At the current hospital, or where was it then? 1934.
I think it was up against the hill, back off Shakespeare Street, somewhere there.
Okay.
It was a maternity home.
And so when your mum bought you home, where was your first home?
Tekinga, up on the Otera line.
Really?
That's where my father was working.
And is that in past Lake Brunner?
Just round the corner from Lake Brunner, yes.
Oh, very
There's Moana, Ruru, Tekinga, Rotamano.
Oh, so you come from tough country. So when you're a kid at home and you were growing up, I mean, today the kids, they do their phones and it's not as sporty as it was. What did you do as a kid growing up? Can you
Used to go bird nesting.
Yep.
And we just did things, make swings in the bush out of super jacks and things like that. Just muck around in the bush until it became time to come home for tea, I suppose.
So it get dark and you go home to eat.
Yeah.
Sounds very familiar. Did you have a job you had to do as a kid that you didn't really like?
Well, I had two older brothers, and they were first in line to do the work, and I was next. And then there was my younger brother Jim. He also was sent, but he was only home till he was old enough to join the police.
So what were your two older brothers called?
George,
Yep.
after my father,
Of course.
and Arthur.
And was that Arthur with you last night at
Yes.
the John Sturgeon's event?
Well, he played for Blaketown, and he coached Blaketown, I think, in rugby.
Yeah.
And he's got that concrete works at Camerons.
Yeah, well, we've all got our little tubs that we bought from there.
Yeah.
Over the years.
Yeah, Cooper's.
Now tell me, when you were at school, you'd have started primary school. Well, whereabouts did you start primary school?
Tekinga.
What, head of school?
Yeah.
How many kids?
Oh, there was two teachers,
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Yeah. Well, it was a big country area. But
So what was it? What happened in Te Kinga? Was it farming or was it
sawmilling.
the big sawmill there?
Mm-hmm. They used to bring the logs across Lake Brunner from over the other side near Moana.
Oh, did they float them over?
Oh, they had a boat and a punt behind.
Right.
They had to dog them on, and they would carry them over. If they didn't get any logs, the mill wouldn't go.
And so that I guess they'd all be big remus.
Oh yes, oh yeah.
And
Keep other things, other types of logs or timber behind, you know.
Yeah.
That's probably where some of them are getting them now.
well, I see someone in the last few years, I suppose the last 10 years, someone was hauling them out of the lake itself.
Yes, that's
And
right.
So they must
A
have
lot of them-
preserved.
A lot of them coming over, they lost in the rough. It gets rough, that Lake Brunner.
Yeah, it comes up quick, doesn't it?
It does.
So, school. I've learned something already today. I had no idea there was a school at Te Kinga.
Kinga, there used to be, yeah. And it's not there now.
No.
When we then father shifted to Gladstone, you know, just out of Greymouth.
Dawson country.
Oh, Dawson country. Oakley country.
Yeah.
Well, we had a house there, and my grandmother lived at Cameron's. And of course, we used to come down from Te Kinga on the train, you know, that Puffin Bridge train.
Yeah.
Down to Greymouth and then out to Cameron's. We had our holidays there, and there were, you know, all the different things that happened. My uncle Arthur Russ and they went white painting, and we'd go down and have a look and, you know, just play around.
Great fun as kids, wasn't it? When you were at school, did you ever read books?
Not a lot.
So, when you left primary school,
Yeah.
you'd have gone to high school, I guess.
Yes, well, when we shifted from Te Kinga down to Gladstone,
Yeah.
and we had to walk to school at Cameron's.
Wow.
Walk down the railway line.
Yeah.
It was only a couple of trains a day, and walk home again.
How long-
There was no one there to pick us up.
How long did that take?
Eh?
How long did it take to walk?
Oh,
Because that's a fair way, isn't it?
depends how many. Yeah. Oh, it would take you about an hour, I suppose. Sometimes 3/4 an hour. Depends if you ran or walked or crawled home, throwing stones or something.
So, which high school did you attend?
Greymouth.
Was it called-
technical school it was.
Oh,
Greymouth Technical School.
and did it got renamed to Grey Main, I guess, did it?
No.
No?
It's Greymouth High School.
Oh, okay.
The technical part was they taught carpentry and engineering.
Same as Buller, same as Westland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. Hey, and you know what? I'll bet you they're wishing now that they'd kept on doing it.
Yes.
You know. So, if there was a favourite subject at school at high school, can you remember one? Guess. No.
I like maths, but I wasn't that great at it.
Yeah, I guess if you're comfortable doing it, that's
Yeah.
a good thing. Did you Stan? Did you have a favourite teacher? And if you did, why was that he or she? You know, what was it about?
Well, when I was at primary school, we had a Miss Donaldson, and she came from up Nyahiri way, I think, the Donaldsons, and she was good to
Yeah.
us. And she used to come home the odd time to have an evening meal with us. Of course, we were well behaved, and
Yeah, well,
they couldn't put anything out of place.
there's a lot of Donaldsons in that up that Grey Valley, isn't there?
Yeah, that's where she came from.
Wow. So, what activities or sports did you play in high school?
Oh, in high school?
Yep.
Oh, I played rugby for the first 15 when I got old enough or big enough. And
What position did you
cricket.
play?
Halfback.
Yeah, it goes without saying.
Yeah.
And you're pretty quick.
Oh, reasonable. I thought I was.
Yeah.
Got a few knocks and bruises, but I enjoyed it. And after I left high school, I went and played for United in Greymouth. It's just on the recreation ground in Greymouth.
Right.
The United had a big changing room and hall and that there.
So it was quite a big club.
No, it wasn't a big club because we had young junior advisory board kids, and we had the senior team.
Yep.
And we put most of the seniors were from ex-Grey High.
Oh, that'd be handy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, at high school, if you had a close friend, how would you describe Stan Dawson? Were you outgoing? Were you quiet? Were you a scrapper? Were you
Oh, I remember having a scrap in the ring when we were at school, high school. I fought with who did I fight? Jimmy Gibson. He's from Kamara. I don't know where he is now. Could be gone. But anyway, old Doc Finley, who was Graham Finley's father, he was a boxing trainer,
Right.
trained the tucks and all that.
Oh gosh.
He was a referee, and he just come after about, I think we had 3 rounds, but on the second round he came over to me, he said, hit him up here, you'll go down.
And he did?
No, I didn't get him down. I didn't like it.
In that era, there was Greymouth had a lot of fantastic boxers, didn't it?
Oh, they did, yeah.
You know, some of the New Zealand champions and
Well, the tucks were,
yeah.
yeah.
And are the Tucks? Are they? That'd be the family where, say, Colin Tuck's a grandson now. Is it that same family?
Well, they're relations, but the tucks actually came from Nelson Creek. It's
Okay.
another spawning area up
Yep.
north of Greymouth.
Wow.
But Tommy Hibbs, he's a cousin of mine. He was a boxer. Of course, then they had Cliff, who's since passed on, and then there was Ron, who was the mayor of Greymouth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're a very sporting family, weren't they?
Oh, yeah.
And still
What
are.
else do you do?
Yeah. No. I agree. Was so when you went to school, was there anything as you were getting older and you were realising that you're going to have to go and work? Was there any job that you had lined up where you said, I'm going to go and do that?
Yeah, well, I took engineering after the first year at school, but I didn't carry on with that.
Yeah.
There was an engineering shop all around, but I never ever joined any of them. I just went and worked in the sawmill, classing timber of all things.
So you were stacking. Yeah.
I was out bringing the timber out from the mill
Yeah.
onto the yard and stacking it.
Yeah. And
Clean, OB,
yeah, that's it.
Hart.
Yeah, my dad was a sawmiller.
Yeah.
I know. Oh dear. Oh, so that was your first job.
It was my first job.
Wow.
Well, in the holidays and that, I used to work at Concrete Pipe Works, which is just down the road from Overbury.
Yeah.
And they had concrete pipes. They had a yard full of concrete pipes. They used to spin the concrete, and they just bucket the cement in, and it would stick.
They must have been busy in the early days of building roads on the coast.
Oh, yeah.
They must have been flat out.
Yeah, well, where do they get them from now? Over the hill?
Yep. Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, what happened after the sawmill? Where did you go? I mean, I'm dying to get to where you joined the police, but I mean, let's not rush it. What did you do after the sawmill?
Well, I didn't have another job. I went when I was I 20 or 19 when I joined the police. But I shifted in the meantime down to Invercargill.
Oh.
Well, my younger brother, he was down there, and he was a policeman. So there was 3 of us in the police, and so I joined. I said, oh, well, I wouldn't mind having to go at the police, being a policeman. And he went and saw the senior sergeant, Charlie Matheson. He said, my brother's interested in joining. He said, well, bring him down. So I went down and he said, first thing he said, sit down. I said, so I sat down. He said, you got a pen with you? I said, no. What do I want a pen for? Oh, he said, I want you to sit this exam. I said, oh, hell yeah. Luckily, I must have passed, or he gave me a few ticks anyway.
Yeah. And that was an Invercargill?
That was an Invercargill. Then, long after, someone measured me up, and the uniform arrived from Wellington. So I went down and they fitted me and everything went right. And then they put me out in the street. And I didn't know anything.
And were you married at that stage? Had you met your good lady?
Yes, I was.
So, how old were you when you retired?
I was, how old was I? 55.
A young man.
Well, I don't know why I retired, but I retired. Anyway, they told us we would get superannuation the same if we went along to 60. So I thought, what the hell am I doing here? I could get my head kicked in.
Yeah.
And I had a Danielle was born. So I just said, oh yes, I'll stick to the police. And then I hadn't been to training school to learn anything about. I don't know how I arrested a fellow one night for misbehaving, outside in the picture theatre. I didn't know what the hell to say, and when I got to court, I said your full name and where you were, and I can still hear the magistrate saying to the prosecutor, "You better lead him through." He hasn't been to training school yet. So he asked me the question that I answered. Anyway, wow. It wasn't a big deal.
So let's have a talk about your police career, because it was a long one, and of course, and in on the coast here, you're just so well known. All of us had a brush with you at one stage or another, and in a good way, I may add, even though we might have been not misbehaving at the time.
Oh.
So you went from Invercargill?
I went Invercargill to the training school.
And where's that?
Trentham.
Trentham, okay.
Mm-hmm. And did my time there and got through that. Luckily, I don't know how, but I did get through it. And they transferred me to Greymouth.
Oh, so Greymouth was the first port of call on the coast?
Yes, it was. And I was there, I don't know. I lived up Marsden Road, if you know where Marsden
I do
Road
indeed,
is.
yeah.
86 Marsden Road.
It's a wooden house.
Hmm?
A wooden house up there.
Yeah, next to Zampese, the bootmaker.
Yep.
And,
yeah, I've got relatives that live up there. And
I used to, I never had a car. I had biking down to in the early morning, 5 o'clock start.
So you bike to work?
Bike to work.
With your hat on and the whole...
No, I left that. Yeah. I had a thing at the station.
Yeah.
With my name on it. And my head's a bit big, so the hat wouldn't fit many people. Used to go down over the ears.
So what was policing like in those early days? So roughly what year would that have been? Would that be the 50s? Would it be something like that?
60s, I think.
60s.
Mm.
And so what was policing like in those days?
We had a sergeant with us a lot of the time. There was 4 or 5 sergeants in Greymouth. I know we went to the Recreation Hotel. This is just off the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I went with Sergeant John O'Kane, and these fellas come running out from the back of the Recreation Hotel because he pressed the bell once and they all scattered, you see.
Yeah.
So he said to me, chase those two. So I chased them. We went down towards Cowper Street, which is overlooking where the netball courts are.
Yes.
And as they went round the corner, the first fella fell over and that fella fell over the top of it.
Oh, they just lay on the ground. And that was that when there was 6 o'clock closing?
That's right. 6 o'clock closing.
Well, Stan, why did they bring 6 o'clock closing in? What was that all about?
Oh, that has been in for years. But here on the coast, they seem to... It was 6 o'clock closing when they opened the licensing laws.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and so how strict was it? I know that in
Well,
19...
it was strict sometimes.
Yep.
Other times it wasn't. But if there was somebody rang the police station and said, "My husband hasn't been home from work yet, and it's now 8 o'clock. He's at such and such a pub. Will you go and clean him out?" Or he asked to the sergeant.
Yeah.
So, whatever, ring the bell. He won't be there for long.
Yeah, off home they go for tea. Oh, I love it. I love it. During your time in the police, were there any major incidents, any that you can recall which were really hard to handle?
Well,
Really?
not really, but I mean, I got called with another constable to the shooting over at Arthurstown. And the girl, Climo, shot her and got off the murder charge.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, well, that was a bit of a bugbear because we thought we had enough evidence to convict him, but anyway.
Coast juries have often delivered unusual results, haven't they?
Well,
You know,
they have.
it's a
They're still doing. I see a fella broke a fella's nose up at the dairy company, but he got off.
yeah. You know, I guess you know the jury hears the evidence and then away they go.
Yeah.
So, when did you first start dating?
Ooh, well, a fair while ago, Ruth was a sister at the hospital in Greymouth.
Is that where you first met her?
Yeah.
How did you first meet her?
Oh, yeah, I first met her. Probably at a dance.
Looked across the room, gorgeous girl sitting over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Welsh
you
girl.
were Welsh. Oh God, bit of Scottish and a bit of Welsh,
Yeah.
all mixed in.
Yeah.
And so, do you remember where you took her on your first date? Well, how did you manage to
We
convince her
didn't
to
go to a
go?
dance at Gladstone or Kamara.
Right.
Or St Columbo Hall. There's always dances on every Saturday night.
I think that's something that's missing these days, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, they're fantastic, and they really were. Now, how many children did you have? Did you and Ruth have?
Had 3 girls.
3 girls. Couldn't you make boys?
Oh, something wrong somewhere.
Well, the Dawsons were pretty good at boys.
Didn't they have recipes? I didn't, but I missed out along the line.
Can you remember? So the first date with Ruth would have been to a dance somewhere.
Yeah.
I guess you know.
But then I was, wait on, she came to Invercargill too, and when I was working down there, because I hadn't been to the training school, you see. So she came to Invercargill and I got a flat. And
So did she transfer down there with the hospital?
no, she didn't transfer. She left Greymouth, and then the Neil was born after. Oh, I don't know. I have to ask her when she was born.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was it. And then as soon as I went to training school, they transferred me back to Greymouth.
Oh,
So anyway, don't be bored.
But I guess it would have all settled. It would have all settled in. How would you have described Ruth as a young lady, and you're a young man?
Oh well, she was pretty. She was pretty outgoing. She talked different language in some ways.
Yeah.
And you could tell she was Welsh.
Was the accent always in there? That just
Yes,
hid behind
she
there.
never lost it.
Wow.
It was there. But she was pretty real. She finished up being the boss at Westland.
Yeah, she's.
And that's when it's a few years and it closed. Westland closed.
Yeah.
And she started driving back forward to Greymouth.
I remember when Westland closed. I remember we protested. We threw eggs at the buildings and all sorts of things, but it didn't make any difference. We still lost it.
Yeah.
So, how long were you and Ruth married before she passed away?
Yeah, you got me. Well, I don't know, Danielle. Well, Danielle's now 60.
Yeah.
So she must have been.
Yeah.
She must have been. Danielle must have been 50 odd.
Yep.
And course, we had Credwin, John Credwin Dimmick.
Yes, yeah, of course.
And Lorelei, who lives in Nelson.
Yep. Yeah.
They, well...
Oh, they're all good girls. So, whatever you did, you made it. You did it right.
John and Credwin had 2 boys. We had 3 girls. And who else was there? And then Lorelei's got a boy and a girl.
Oh, no, she's got it right there.
Yeah.
She's got the mixture right.
Yeah, her name is Patterson with 1 T.
Okay. When do you remember when you and Ruth first found out that Danielle was going to be on the way? The first where you thought, hello, life's about to change for me. Was it a moment or was it just...
Oh, I got growled at.
well, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Now, did you meet your grandparents?
Never. Oh, the father, the grandfather. He came out here and said he was going to stay for a month, but he stayed for, quite a time. Probably a year and a half. And he lived with us up in Spencer Street.
And he came out from Scotland?
No, he came out from Wales.
Oh, from Wales, okay.
Yeah, but he wasn't a Welsh, he was an Englishman.
Yeah. And did he ever tell you about his life? What did he do?
He was on the boat for a while, and then he had a job as what was he? He was I have to ask the name. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's
his name was Benning anyway. Ernest Benning.
Ernest Benning.
Benning.
Right. Oh, Benning.
Benning.
Oh yeah, Benning. Okay. Oh dear. When you were growing up, who was the? Can you remember meeting a really old person?
Ooh.
Someone who was.
Jimmy Burns. I can remember him when I was a kid. Up at Tekinga.
Right.
He lived in a hut up the railway line. You walked up the side of the railway line. One took up Christchurch.
Yeah. And
he had a hut up. You could see it from the Tekinga, but he used to walk down to the shop with a sugar bag slung over his shoulder.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Nice beard.
And what did he do? Did you know?
Well, I don't know what he did.
I remember. Do you remember the roadmen that used to be on the roads? They'd often live in a hut, wouldn't they, and fill in the potholes.
Yes, they did. A lot of them did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were tough old fellas.
Oh, they were.
During your life, you've seen a lot of things change. Because, how old are you now?
I'm 84.
A young 84. And folks, he is a young 84, I can tell you. He
He
is. Listen, I bumped into him in Revel Street the other day. He was pounding down the footpath, and I thought, by gee, you're in good nick.
Oh,
yeah.
I saw something here. This comes in every month from the police association. What did I see? In here. Oh, hell. Remember, when your parent is a cop. It's a story about when your parent is a cop.
Yeah.
And it goes on to say about, kids whose parents are cops are always super proud of their mum or dad, but sometimes that pride is overshadowed by fear and anxiety that can creep into a child's mind. So it's by Alan Brooke.
Actually, you could understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely
yeah.
Understand that.
Oh, yeah.
So, Stan, what are the biggest changes you've seen in your life? Have there been anything, has anything occurred, vehicles or technology, or what's occurred that's...
Vehicles, I mean, we only had, we didn't have a police vehicle here in Okotika. But Arthur Gilman,
yeah,
later Arthur Gilman,
yeah,
he had a car and he got paid mileage to. We got a call at 12 o'clock at night or midnight, and we had to go to Cockatoy or Canary or somewhere else.
Yeah.
And he'd have to get his car out and pick us up and take us out to the.
And charge mileage. And so there was no police car.
Oh.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
I don't know how much he got. I forget now. would be 10 cents a mile or something like that.
And do you remember when the first cars started to come along? What were they?
Holdens. Holden car.
Right.
All painted blue, white, with red lights and blue lights on.
Oh, so they had all the trimmings on the top.
Oh yeah.
You'd feel pretty good driving one of them around, wouldn't you?
Drive down through Hokitika town and people be looking,
Yeah.
you know, with their mouth open.
So what's going on?
What's going on?
So obviously the advance in cars was a big thing.
Yeah.
Technology. You know, has policing become safer today, or is it still?
Oh, it's getting, I don't know, it doesn't seem to be safer. It seems to be a lot of police get hurt, you know, some of them get smashed on the head and that.
They say that I haven't had any personal experience, but they say that the drugs in the country these days changes everything.
Yeah, a terrible thing.
It's
this thing called P.
Yeah.
Everybody's grabbing at it, you know.
Yeah, it's no good.
It's the trouble.
Yeah, and obviously the people become violent. They have no idea what they're doing.
They don't know what they're doing.
There was a policeman from Nelson who came down and we had breakfast with him, a whole group of us, and he was explaining that a P habit can cost $2,100 a day, and the only thing they can do to feed the habit is to become a dealer, and so this dealer's being created all the time. A terrible thing.
But there was a bit of cannabis about, you know, growing it and things like that. But I never come across a hell of a lot of it.
No, I have to say I don't think I've ever been to a party where it was at. So.
But now you see that people are putting different things into the cannabis smoke.
Yeah.
And they go into hospital unconscious.
Yeah.
Dying.
And dying. Yeah, the deaths at the moment terrible. When was the first time you saw? When did refrigeration come in? Because you were born 34. Must have been a long time after that, was it?
Oh yeah, it was a safe.
So outdoor safe.
Yeah. Well, it was built into the house.
Yeah.
And it had sort of that.
Oh yeah, the netting.
Metal mesh.
Yep.
Yeah, that was on two sides or in the back, and.
So the wind did blow through it.
Yeah, the wind blows through, but the door had a wooden door, and it's closed with a fastener on it. And
how long would meat last?
Well, it wouldn't last too long. It depends on the weather, of course.
Yeah.
But it probably 3 days at the most.
So where did you get your milk from?
Oh, we used to milk cows.
So you'd straight.
You get fresh milk.
Fresh milk
every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about your bread?
Well, it used to come to the local store, and a jug of low owned it. Pommy Low, he called me.
Right.
And he was good, and he had his wife and daughters. They were there, but they soon moved on. And then after everybody moved out, because the forestry closed some of the bush gangs and
things changed.
All big change, you know, because they used to go down to what do they call it, Hoona, in from Mitchell's.
Right.
And they used to go across the Arnold River at the lake, where the lake and the Arnold goes right down through Aratika and all those places.
Oh, is that how
where there's a dam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Yeah. Well, that was all from Lake Brunner.
In your life, was there someone you ever come across who was wise and helped you determine your direction?
Yeah. Well, there was a fellow called Jack Ryan whose father was a JP, and he worked in the bush with Dad. And he asked Dad to see if the lad would like to go up to his father's farm in Rodamano.
All right.
So I did, and I had quite a, you know, a lot about farming, driving a tractor, milking cows, putting machines on, you know.
Sounds like life, learning about life, doesn't
Yeah.
it? And so he was a good guy?
Oh, great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you describe your sense of humour?
Ooh, I can laugh at a lot of good jokes, but some of them get a bit hard sometimes.
You've always had an easy laugh though, haven't you?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know, you really have.
Oh, I've got to laugh. If you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Yeah, exactly. Stan, have you ever met any famous people?
No, I didn't go to, well, I probably have, but I can't think of them all.
Did you ever meet the Queen or the Prince of Wales or any of those when they came
I met the
out?
Governor General when I went up to get me gong.
The QSM.
Yeah.
That was a pretty exciting day.
Oh, we had to go to Wellington.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
it was exciting.
Yeah, it would have been good, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. And we had free board. We took Credwin with us.
Yes.
She was, Danielle was a bit peeved because she couldn't go.
I'm sure she's got over it.
Oh, she well over it.
So who was the Governor General that presented you with the QSM?
Oh, his photos out there. What's his name?
So that was the Governor General at the time was what was his name?
Sir Paul Reeves.
Sir Paul Reeves. Okay.
Yeah. And I already had my long service ribbon. I don't know. It must be after, I don't know, 12 years or something. I had
Well deserved award, I would imagine.
They haven't found me out by then.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing. It's like,
I think I was about one of the first ones around the west coast to get it, and then after that they gave it to them just about in their breakfast.
yeah. That's depending on what sort of cereal you had, but yours was 1988. That was pretty early.
Yeah. Yeah, I still got it.
Where's the now you've done a bit of travelling. Where's the most beautiful place that you've ever gone to? Where did you and Ruth go where you went, wow, that was just stunning?
Well, South Africa wasn't too bad,
Right.
but it fell away a bit in the latter years.
And so you were there in early days when it was before the apartheid problem.
Yeah. And then we went across to England, we went to Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Scotland,
Wow.
and England.
Yeah.
And Ruth sort of went back to the old hospital that she worked at and got her sister's degree, wherever it is.
Yes.
They give them.
And this is in Wales?
It was in England, actually. She's trained in England.
Okay.
Yeah. But she was still Welsh.
Of course.
Right to the end.
So if you've got a lot of young people out there that'll be watching this over the next, wee while and probably for a long time, is there a lesson or some advice that you can give them?
Tell them to keep their noses clean.
Keep the noses clean.
Yeah, and do it something for older people, I think. Go around and see if you can help them or something like that. You see these people on walking sticks, they can hardly walk. Just grab their arm and say, can I help you, or something like that. Or go home and chop their wood for them.
Oh, I love it. Well, look, Coasters.
Still chopping wood.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
So Coasters, you'll find the full interview here today on the Coasters Club channel. It'll be there now forever. There'll be a copy in the Hokitika Museum, and of course you'll be watching this over a series of interviews on Facebook. But Stan Dawson, QSM, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
It's all right, thank you.
Now, folks, Stan Dawson mentioned the QSM, or actually I mentioned it to Stan, but he forgot to tell me about a whole lot of others. What's that one there?
That's the QSM.
QSM. Okay, so that's what they look like.
Yes. And that's the New Zealand Police Medal.
Long service medal.
Yeah.
Long Service Medal for Police.
And this is the Queen's Silver Jubilee Medal from 52 to 77.
Wow.
And that's another New Zealand Police long service medal.
You got them in your 14 years service and 21.
And
And
what's
this
that one there?
one's the New Zealand Defence Service Medal
And when
for
did
CMT. You know?
and when did you get awarded that one with the big 21 on the top?
That's the key to the door.
I love it.